Hello my friends, my name is Vasily. I'm the owner and creator of Blue Sky Star Simulations, and today I'm gonna show you some features of new Soundpack that's coming out really soon for Airbus A320 CFM engines. I'm not gonna take it up in the air today. You can do it on your own when it's gonna be released. I'm just gonna show you some things, some systems and how they work, and tell you a little bit more in depth of what we did and what we modeled. Upcoming A320 Soundpack is the most advanced Soundpack has been out there for flight simulation since day one. It's gonna be around 110 megabytes, and there's a lot of sound files. Basically everything is in aircraft sounds. All the systems, how they're supposed to be, when, where, and how they're supposed to be sounding. We've been working with pilots. Myself, I am a pilot too. We've been recording from real aircraft and getting samples from real aircraft, as much as sound levels of every sound. For the first time in flight simulation, we've modeled together with JAR, a team, the possibility of engine to sound like a real engine in an aircraft. Basically what it is, as we have our fan in front, has its own sounds, and it spools a little bit slower as well as slows down, other than the compressor and engine inside. So they all have 360 degrees sounds. Basically it's gonna sound in the back differently. You'll see, I'll show you, but it's just you'll hear how it spools up and how it lags during the spool. The other sounds you're not going to hear today is basically in the air. When it flies and picks up the speed, you can hear the airframe noise, you can hear the engine noise differently. The wind, of course. All the sounds are modeled, like for example, if you do the speed brakes or landing gear noise when it's down. All these sounds, especially when it touched down, all these noises like compartment shaking and just regular thumping, all these noises are modeled, as well as braking sound. For example, when aircraft touches down and the brakes become too hot, they start to sound. It's a sound that you can hear basically when you're standing close to the runway and you see the jets touching down, then you can hear this noise, which sounds like cars going on a highway. Basically all this high-pitched noise, this is the brake sound. So we model that as well. It's a lot, too many to list, so I'm just gonna show you the systems today, so just don't waste your time, and hopefully you like it. I know you will like it. Alright, we're inside the cockpit. It's cold and dark, totally cold and dark, I would say. So let's switch on the batteries, and you can hear the relays in the back. Just guys, one more thing. All these sounds have their specific locations and sound source throughout the aircraft. So it means if the relay is located behind this wall, that means it's gonna sound there, especially there, as well as other sounds like hydraulics have their own spots. Every sound has its own spot, so you'll hear all 3D when either you have two speaker system. I recommend to have two speakers and a sub. That's the minimum you should have to hear, you know, everything, because it's a lot of treble, it's a lot of bass out there, it's a lot of vibration that you hear in a real aircraft. So all this is modeled. So right now we just have it on battery, as you can hear. The battery is barely here, and let's connect it to ground power. Okay, we have a ground power, external power available. Right away becomes alive. All the switches, of course, like in previous version, everything works. Selectors, different type tests, and everything that you used to have in A320 basically works. But me and JAR team, we worked together on fixing some systems in this aircraft to be able to play sounds correctly. So for example, ventilation, the air avionics fans, you can override the blower, and then you'll just hear avionics. That's the self test came out. So and you can override it, but on hot days your avionics will get hot real fast. But a lot of pilots I talked to, they said, for example, if it's cold outside and you need to speak on the phone or something, and you're standing in at the ramp, you can switch it off and speak on the phone. It's going to be much less noise. So we'll switch it on for now. And let me show you some other things, like hydraulics. We'll switch off PTU pump for now, and we'll power on electric yellow system pump. You see it's powered. So if we go in the cabin, of course you cannot hear the cockpit anymore because it's way in the back, but now you can hear the hydraulic pumps sound, just like that. Especially just the yellow side, now the right side is off. So yellow side is working, and you can hear it. As well as on the outside, if you walk around the plane, and you, for example, you go towards the location of the pump, you'll hear it more louder, as well as the avionics bay. When you come close to it, you'll hear it more. Now, as far as PTU, we've modeled PTU just as it is working in a real aircraft. So there's you can take a look at FCOM and just test it. There's many scenarios that it should work, should test, and should not test, and it has to do with anti-skid, parking brake, and position of start levers. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into the systems right now. I'll let you hear it when we get to it. So let's switch off external power for now. Alright, as you can hear, the avionics went out. Let's start the APU from the battery source, just like if we wouldn't have a GPU. And I'll show you how APU is different. Now, in a real aircraft, APU, if it's real quiet and you're in a quiet place, you can hear it in A320 in a cockpit. Just when you, for example, like at this situation when we have just batteries running, you would be able to hear it in the background just a little bit. As you get closer to the tail section inside the cabin, you'll hear it more, and we modeled that as well, so you can hear it starting in the back. And if we go closer towards in the end it's gonna be becoming louder, so that'll let you hear it from the cockpit, or as well as outside. It's completely different sound outside, much more noisier. There you are. And you heard the generators clicked behind. So when you do your walk around, you really feel it. It's really nicely done. As well as packs, for example, if we go towards the packs location, you'll be able to hear them inside the cabin, as well as, of course, the air. But I'm just gonna be quiet and let you listen. You can hear it more on the outside. If you know what I mean, just I'll switch it off, and now you don't hear it. Switch it on back. Now you hear it. As well as high flow, everything works. So let's switch off the electric pump, yellow. Start the engines. Let's do it like this. I will, of course, I will switch off packs and get it ready. But also, I'm gonna switch off the blower so you can hear more pronounced sound of the engines. Now the engine sounds are all different. You hear it inside and outside, in the back, in the mid-section, in the front, in the cockpit. They all sound different and how they're supposed to be sounding. Well, shut up already. Alright, thank you. Okay, so we'll start number 2, and I'll possibly just start it from this location here, and then I'll show you how it sounds in cockpit. Alright, leads available, it's all ready to start. Starting engine 2. I got lost for a little bit. There it is. Heard the generators popped in. It was in the cockpit, not, but still you can hear a little bit here. Now, in the cockpit, it's almost as the sound we heard starting in business class, but just a little bit quieter because it's located more farther, but not too much quiet, don't worry. You'll still be able to hear them. And Let's go ahead and maybe start one from outside. Or no, let's I wanted to hear you to let you hear the pump, the PTU pump. Now won't let us do that. Okay. I will let you hear the pump from inside, so I'll start them up later from the outside. And it sounds exactly what it should be. So if you walk away, it's basically in the middle here, under the wings. On the outside sounds, we're still working on them, so I'm not going to show you too much of the outside sounds. Alright, and what was I going to say? Alright, so let's play around this little bit. Some park and brake, so we're just gonna hear the flaps, and of course you can only hear it from this location and around the wing. Like, you'll be able to hear them in the cockpit, but not too much. All these sounds are available for you. Now I'm gonna show you what I meant by the N1 and N2. Just pay close attention to the sound and to the gauges for N2 and N1. That was the slow way of doing it. Now, if we do it pretty fast, you'll hear the lag. And now the fan kicks in. On different location on the aircraft is gonna sound different too, like out here for example. let's give them more juice, I would say. Kill the APU. Now, it kind of sounds awkward because the flags and everything is not set, but you'll hear how it's perfectly. The saw, it comes in around 80, like it's supposed to be, around 76, 77, 80. It comes in the saw. And now, due to limitation of model, we won't be able to play with the high pitches here so much because of the throttle is just gives location. It doesn't, in real aircraft you can still move it and it's gonna for example like set at 77 or 80. Out here still not modeled, I don't know why. And of course if you sit, for example, here and more towards the tail, you'll hear more of the exhaust than everything else. It behaves itself more correctly when in the air, I would say, because we got the flex set up, and when we do a climb it just goes more beautiful than out here. It just cuts off too fast. So yeah guys, if you need to use the bathroom, you just come here and press the flashlight, white flashlight key. Even that. So I mean, I probably forget a lot about other things, as it's not in front of my eyes. But it's just too many to list stuff. You'll hear it all when you use it. It's got many other things that you can see right now because you need to be in some specific stage of flight. For example, the touchdown. If you do a hard touchdown, it's going to be totally different sounds. The harder you touch down, you'll hear the struts, everything, like the brakes. It's inside and outside. You can discover many things as you go every day. So just stand by for release. Oh, and I'll just shut down. I guess I'll let you hear the shutdown sounds. forgot to to retract the flaps. That's okay. That's why I hear this funky sound. Alright, so stand by for release and see you again. Thanks for watching.